couldn't wait to see this. Nobody been this long awaited since Jesus. Who wouldn't believe this? I heard the word on the street is I'm still one of the deepest on the mic since Adidas. They said I changed the times from the rhymes that I thought of. So I made some order, put the new world in order with mathematics. Put your status above the average and help you rappers make paragraphs with graphics. Cause new days is dawning, new ways of performing. Brainstorming, I write and watch the night turn the morning. On and on and I got the whole world responding. Rock, I keep it hot, blow the spot without warning. The emperor, well known for inventing a sentence full of adventure, turning up the temperature, rush with adrenaline. How long has it been again to be in the state of mind that Rock Him is in?
It's been a long time. Rock Him, the microphone solo with. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Rock Him.
When I'm out popping, either hanging or shopping, people see me stop and ask me when the album dropping. The wait is over. In formation like a soldier, like I told you, greater, stronger. Now that I'm older, I broke the code of silence with overloads of talents. My only challenge is not to explode in violence. I'm Asiatic, and blazing microphones a habit. At least once during the course of a day, it's automatic and ghetto apparel. Mind of an Egyptian pharaoh, far from shallow. Thoughts travel like an arrow, a law's monotony. So far they can't stop me. You know, raw one property like Omar Gaddafi. More thoughts than Bibles, recitals, taught disciples. A sword off mic, so words scatter like a rifle. Thoughts is trifle, I'm busting these for you. Hey yo, technical difficulties is through.
It's been a long time. Rock Him, the microphone solo with. It's been a long time. Rock Him, the microphone solo with. It's been a long time. Rock Him, the microphone solo with. It's been a long time. It's been a long time.
When I flow tonight, I show them new heights, I go to right. They know I strike with new prototypes to blow the mic. Critics and biters don't know where my source of light is. Still leave authors and writers with arthritis. Curse kids like the pyramids when they found the style. First to ever let a rhyme flow down to now. The rebirth for hip-hop will be dropped now. Cause the crowd didn't hit the original when the wow. So be alarmed, what you about to see is the bomb. Like 3D and arm, vivid like CD-ROM. Info kept like internet.com. My notebooks, my bond like the Holy Quran. Since I came in the door, said it before. But no, I ain't down with Eric B no more. At night, the open mic be inviting me to rhyme. So yo, I'm online. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Rock Him, the microphone solo with. It's been a long time. Rock Him, the microphone solo with. It's been a long time. 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 It's been a long time.
Oh, it's been a long time, but your boy GMT is back. We gonna talk about these fires. We gotta talk about, there's a lot of people out in these streets since I've been live. They still, it's 2025, they still dying in the streets, losing their lives because they still not moving properly. They will never learn. But before we start the show, I gotta go back with this track right here because it is fitting what's going on here in California. I tried to tell y'all, Negroes out there, if you keep voting Democrat, you will have nothing. And lo and behold, people are waking up and they have nothing. So with that said,
New York City, you are now rocking with the best. Lloyd Banks, G-Neck.
We on fire, up in here, it's burning hot. We on fire, should we take it off if it get too hot? Up in this spot, we on fire. Tear the roof off this motherfucker, like the roof on fire. Nigga, what you say?
We get loose in this motherfucker. Let the roof on fire.
Nah, I ain't putting nothing out. I smoke when I want a 26-inch chrome spokes on a Hummer. This heat gon' last for the whole summer. Running your bitch faster than the road runner. Rocks on my wrist, rose gold under. Locks on my hip, those throw thunder. I'm blind diamonds by the pier, but when you stop, the only thing still spinning is your ear. Yeah, I'm riding with that all black snub. Raiders cat back, all black gloves. I made these man with the ball smack thugs. These record sales equal more back rubs. Not to mention the ball pack clubs. His impacts about as raw as crack was. And all these new artists getting wrong deals. I'm only 21 sitting on the mills.
Fire.
Up in here,
It's burning hot. We on fire.
should take it off if it get too hot. Up in this spot,
We on fire. Tear the roof off this motherfucker. Let the roof on fire.
nigga, what you say?
We get loose in this motherfucker. Let the roof on fire.
If you know anything about me, then you know I'm a baller. If I don't hit the first night, I ain't gon' call her. I'm trying to play, you trying to have my daughter, but I can't blame her for what her mama told her. And I don't care about what the next nigga bought her, cause I ain't putting no baguettes in her border. I got a diamond that's about as clear as water, and I got bread, but I ain't spending a quarter. So cut the games, ma, let's go in the back. Matter of fact, turn your ass round, back a nigga down. And I ain't biased when I'm riding through the town, like I'm small, like I'm tall, like I'm black, like I'm brown. She gotta be able to come when I need her. Tight ass pants, little wife, beat her. Regular chick or R&B diva. Bitch say something I ain't a mind. Read her.
Fire.
Up in here,
It's burning hot. We on fire.
should take it off if it get too hot. Up in this spot,
We on fire. Tear the roof off this motherfucker. Let the roof on fire.
nigga, what you say?
We get loose in this motherfucker. Let the roof on fire.
Welcome back to the Grandmaster Troll Show. First live stream of the new year. Happy New Year to you guys. If you're still alive, if you still made it, because there's a lot of people who was here on New Year's Day. And to Democratic policies, those people won't make it to 2026. I wish you guys the best of 2025. Shout out to the Reject Army, the Nif-Nots, the dishwashers, the bedwetters, the defactors of the Blackwater. Special shout out to the thousands of people who lost their houses. You lost your business. The school that you send your children to got burned down. Your library got burned down. Your grocery store and thrift store you used to shop at got burned down. You literally have nothing but the clothes on your back. I want to send a special shout out to you guys going through the fires down there in Southern California. I wish y'all a speedy recovery, but witness the power and the might that is the most dangerous troll on YouTube. We gotta talk about it today. We got to talk about it today. How? What's been going on? It's been a couple of months. What, election day? Election day. I took me a 2-month vacation. I was getting drunk. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Hold on. hold on. I got to pour me a drink. I got to pour me a drink of that good old whiskey wine. I got to pour me a drink because I've been drinking the liberal tears as Donald Trump was elected. He's been certified and he will be inaugurated. I tried to tell you, ignorant ass Negroes. What was going to happen? Y'all didn't want to believe me. We are watching the fall of the Democratic Party, and now your community is on fire. You're under Democratic leadership, and as you literally stand over your house that is burnt to rubble with nothing but the clothes on your back, and you can only point to the smoldering pitfall that used to be your multi-million-dollar house. You can't blame how the Republican inside. You have to look at Democratic leadership. Now, the Man of Tomorrows, the Black Brain Trust, the Roland Martins, the Democratic Black Boule are nowhere to be found, as even black neighborhoods such as Altadena has been burnt down, and they can't blame conservatives, they can't blame the coons, they can't blame Donald Trump, they can't blame a Republican, they can't blame conservative policies. They have to look at Governor Newsom and Mayor Karen Bass. You gotta look at them. We had Kamala Harris. She ran on, one of the things she ran on was price gouging. I find it real fitting that in the final days of her and Biden being in power, Americans' houses have burned down. And as these families scramble to find new houses, rents are double the price, triple the price. And a person who's in power now, who said they're going to go after price gouging, said they were a former DA and they knew how to prosecute those people that are price gouging. Those individuals are nowhere to be found. As people have lost everything. But with that said, let's see who we got in the chat. We got Chris G. We got Real Gamer. Oh, this is going to be a fun show today. This is going to be a fun show today because I tried to tell these Negroes what was going to happen to them, but we got to talk about the truth. We got to talk about the truth that nobody quite wants to talk about. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's see if we can talk about the truth about what's going on in these streets. Let me see if I can get my video capture to appear. I finally got my OBS fixed and my buffer. I'm not freezing anymore. I got green bars. I finally figured out what was wrong with OBS. It's no longer choppy. We got Dion Davis. He said, "I thought you retired." Well, I just may come out of retirement. Support the show. Hit the Cash App. Hit the Super Chat. Support your boy. If you want to see your boy go live more often, you gotta support. If not, I'm gonna kick my feet up and I'm gonna watch y'all Negroes get torn out the frame. But let's see. Let's see what happened. What happened? We go on. This is the local news right here. The local news right here. Now before I go on and play this, hold on, let me. Should have had me reffing out in the cold, doing them cold ass football games. Nose is running and stuff, but we gotta talk about the local news, because the local news promoted everything that was bad for you. They promoted the Joe Bidens, they promoted the Kamala Harris, they promoted the Gavin Newsoms, they promoted the Karen Bass, they promoted the Mayor Shane Towns, the London Breeze, the Lori Lightfoots, the Brandon Johnsons, the Tiffany Henyards, Mayor Adams out in New York. They promoted DEI. The local news promoted all of that stuff, knowing that it was all bad for you. And now look at what the local news is doing. Let's look at what the local news is doing right here. Let me blow this up, make this big real quick. What does the local news got? We got Los Angeles residents return to ruins after fires devour homes and businesses.
The raw emotion of coming back
It's so good.
to nothing.
That was our kitchen.
Rubble and ash where a home once stood.
It's just gone. Everything is just gone.
All around.
Imagine. Let me see if I can back. Let me see if I can back that. It's only 13 seconds. Imagine. They promoted the people who's gonna destroy your community, and then when your community is destroyed, they will put the camera in your face. They will put the camera in your face. Real Gamer comes through $5.99 on Super Chat. Salute to the Real Gamer. They will put the camera in your face, and this is what I've been seeing. This is what I've been seeing. Hold on. Let me see if I can go ahead and make my screen big. Let me go ahead and back up real quick. So you guys are, after you done voted Democrat for the last 30 years, and guys like me have been pleading with you, the Democrats aren't your friend. Your whole city burned down. Your house burned down. The same people who promoted them Democrats told you to vote for them. They have the camera in your face as your house is burned down. You crying. You fall to your knees because you have been completely devastated. And you let the people who promoted these idiots for you point the camera in your face. And you are on your knees, literally picking up burnt stuff, trying to make sense what's happening. This is literally what's going on. People are on their hands and knees, picking up the remains of their lives. Clothes gone, bed gone, dressers gone, desks gone, TV gone. They got no underwear, they got no food. Washer and dryer gone, cars gone, pictures gone, knickknacks gone. They literally took everything from you. Left you with no insurance. You got no money because you've been paying these high property taxes and these high mortgages. Now you gotta go find a new place. Rent is double than what your mortgage is. You gotta pay first and last months, and you gotta compete with the whole city who's all been wiped out clean, and you on TV on your hands and knees begging for somebody to come help you after you spent the last 30 years voting Democrat. You literally you had to lose everything to finally wake up to what was going on. See, that's always been my problem with you Negroes. When the Democrats was doing skin folk dirty, y'all was up in the hills in Malibu, $1 million homes on the beaches, getting fat off the hog, while crack depleted Compton and South Central and black neighborhoods, and gangs took over, and black men were dying like dogs in the street. They were getting arrested. Their neighborhoods was getting infiltrated with cocaine and crack cocaine, and they introduced the 3 strikes law. A lot of y'all Negroes was living fat off the hog, off them Democratic policies. As they properties went down and they eventually got them black neighborhoods got gentrified, and then illegal migration was led into them same neighborhoods. People out in Malibu, up in the hills. People in the ghetto, they was trying to leave the ghetto to go up in the hills because they didn't want to be around these folks over here because they thought they was better than these folks over here. And they said if we could make it over here, we could buy our house over here, a couple of rental properties over here, build a new life over here. And now we show up. Let me go back to it. We show up. We show up a couple of 2025. We show up 2025. You have absolutely nothing, and you try to figure out why. You won't. This is you. This is you right here.
Gone.
All around them, not a house to nothing.
That was our kitchen.
Rubble and ash where a home once stood.
It's just gone. Everything is just gone.
All around them, not a house still standing.
We know these people, and these people have lost everything. It's not just us. It's everybody, and it's so awful.
Kevin and Anne Marie Pasmino renovated their modest Altadena home with their own hands, working nights and weekends.
Every inch was a part of us.
To turn it into a sanctuary for their 2 children, 10-year-old Lucille and 4-year-old Joaquin.
We were dreaming big, and we were living within our means in a very, very tight fashion.
The Eaton fire consumed that dream and all the savings the Pasminos had put into it.
We've only been given 3 months pause on our mortgage. The interest will still accrue.
That was a TV.
And now they have to pay rent on top of their mortgage. Rent covered by insurance if they can find a place to take them.
After we're done with this, we're going to go and look to try and find some places. But it's hard because we have our dog and our cat, and so many places won't take pets. And we have to stay close because of our kids' school.
And these rentals literally cost twice as more than my mortgage. What?
And the Pasminos are finding what the insurance will pay is not enough to get their foot in the door, as thousands compete for temporary housing.
The advance for the insurance is not even nearly enough for what we are required to have as proof to try and apply for a place.
It's the plight thousands of fire victims are now facing.
Stop the show. Time out. You mean to tell me the money you got in your pocket and the advance that the insurance will pay you is not enough for you to get your foot in the door? Wasn't Kamala Harris running on, we're gonna give $6,000, $25,000 to first-time home buyers so they could get their foot in the door, and now here we are, still under the Biden-Harris administration. With the stroke of a pen, these individuals could have the $25,000 so they could get their foot in the door. Those same people who you ran to the polls to vote for don't have $1 to give you after they gave millions to illegal immigrants. DACA, Dreamers, they don't have a fucking dime for you. You've been paying all them taxes in the state of California, and Gavin Newsom doesn't have an emergency fund set aside for these devastating fires that seem to be happening year after year? You mean instead of him setting money aside so if something happened and families were displaced from their home due to no fault of their own because of a natural disaster such as a fire, you mean Gavin Newsom doesn't have a fund set to the side to help these families out in a time of need? You mean Gavin Newsom was giving money to illegal immigrants and funding their lifestyles, but the minute American people needed some help, they got nowhere to go, and the people who promoted these people that's in power is holding the camera in your face, knowing that these people was bad for you in the first place, and they literally recording you after you lost everything, and they videos is close to 1 million views, meaning they're getting paid. They're getting paid off your demise, and you letting them do it? Is that what you telling the Grandmaster Troll? You letting MSNBC, CNN, ABC, all these liberal media news outlets who've been promoting Democrats, disinformation, misinformation, have troops, spin, biased media coverage. Now they're making money off your demise. All they gotta do is send a camera crew to those cities and say, if you see any family that's standing in a house of rubble, take this $1,000 camera and just go interview them. Talk to them nicely. Be a sympathetic shoulder to cry on. Have an open heart. Listen to them. Just sit back and listen to them. Listen to them tell their stories. And we're going to write you this fat check. And you really think these news media outlets and camera crews is there to help you? They are not there to help you at all. This is amazing that this was allowed to happen.
Fires didn't just take their homes, it took their financial stability.
We've lost this house, and we don't think that we'll ever be able to be in a house again.
While the Pasmino...
You hear that? Say that one more time.
Take their homes, it took their financial stability.
We've lost this house, and we don't think that we'll ever be able to be in a house again.
Imagine, freeze frame it right there. We got Simply Deep in the building. Look at this right here. Imagine you're supposed to be the man of the house. You're supposed to be the man of the house. You done let liberal media news outlet let the woman speak for the household, and then let the woman say, we will never own a home again. And you, as a man in your L.A. Dodger hat on, you gotta sit there and play a subservient role. Oh man, you would think he's a black man right now, but unfortunately, he looked like a palm-colored person right there. I'm not sure if he's white, European, Hispanic. I'm just saying, he not no brother. But the way he playing the black man role, the same black man role we've been seeing played out for the last 20 years. We watched it for the last 20 years. Something devastating happened to a black family. They have the man of the house, the husband, the father. You just stay over here. You put your head down. You nod. You look just like this. And you let the woman do all the talking. Wow, this is what we have gotten right here. This is how far the gynocracy has spread it to the Palisades, Altadena, Malibu, some of the most prestigious neighborhoods in the country.
While the Pasminos know their home is no longer standing, many are still unable to see the status of their property. Insurance experts say that shouldn't stop people from filing a claim anyway.
My cousin Kristen Golden's surprise 50th birthday party just 2 days before Christmas. My aunt, Ann Waite, hosted it at her house on Bollinger in the Palisades.
Oh, yeah, everything was good. Everything was good 2 weeks ago. The black community has been destabilized for centuries, for decades, because of Democratic policies, while other communities was able to celebrate Christmas and really live that American dream.
Where she's lived since the 1970s.
They was having a good time. We are family. Oh, let me back that up.
My aunt, Ann Waite, hosted it at her house on Bollinger in the Palisades, where she's lived since the 1970s.
They got that We Are Family playing while your community has been destabilized by Democratic policies. But like Martin Luther King tried to tell y'all God-fearing folk, an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere.
This is the view coming in off Bollinger.
How would it be possible that in just a couple of weeks, my aunt's neighborhood would look like this?
Look at this. Everything is gone.
Complete and utter destruction and devastation. Every house around my aunt's is gone. Only a few houses in the entire area remain intact. On the day the fire started, my aunt wasn't too worried. She snapped a few photos of the smoke from the backyard. But then the evacuation orders came. She complied, leaving with almost nothing. When I arrived at work, I was sent to the Palisades.
There's no visibility.
As day turned to night, the terrifying inferno raged, and it exploded. The Palisades was burning.
There is so much burning right now.
It was like nothing I had ever experienced as a SoCal native or as a reporter covering fires here for more than a decade. The next day, my aunt and my cousins Kristen and Brian were told their childhood home was gone, burned to the ground. But then came news the house might still be standing. I raced over to see what was left. By some miracle, it basically was untouched. The moment was overwhelming.
Oh my God, the house is okay. The house. Everything's fine.
The euphoria of seeing my aunt's house still standing turned to sheer panic because the house next door, just feet from my aunt's, was on fire. The hero firefighters on scene from L.A. and San Francisco were battling the flames with everything they had. Still, I figured I only had a few minutes to grab some photos and valuables, and then another stroke of luck. Two of my coworkers, Rena and Assad, happened to be driving by in the news van and saw me. They jumped into action, helping me grab whatever valuables we could.
I just ran into my colleague Rena, and we are...
LAPD officers even swooped in like superheroes to assist.
Get a bag here.
Thank you so much.
We loaded up my car. Firefighters stayed. They were relentless. They would get the upper hand. My aunt's house was safe, at least for now. Our family is so lucky, but it's hard to feel joy when you look around and realize how many other people lost everything.
Some people get lucky. Very few got lucky. Very few got lucky.
In that same hour, my parents asked me if I could check another home, the house of their lifelong friends who also live in the Palisades. Their house was gone, and I had to tell them. So much lost, so much heartbreak, but I know the story isn't over. People are resilient. We can rebuild, and we will. And one day we'll all get to go back to the Palisades and celebrate, but only after we help those who lost it all. Tom Waite, KCAL News.
Well, a devastating loss for a woman who should be enjoying her senior years. The home she's lived in for decades, gone after the Eaton fire.
KCAL News reporter Elise Martinez shows us her resolve in the face of catastrophe.
I have not cried. I won't allow myself to.
Ruth Judkins turns 90 next month, and now she has to start all over after losing her home of nearly 50 years in the Eaton fire.
That's your washer dryer.
You 90 years old, so it's 2025. You was born in 1935. Okay.
Judkins hadn't seen the extent of the damage until we showed her some of the images that we captured for her.
If I decide I want even less, fine, but I know I won't decide I want more.
Judkins' words of wisdom have been a source of comfort for many after her granddaughter posted this video online.
Oh, I'm going to be changing my life and simplifying it because I don't need all this stuff.
That video.
Stop, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Stop the show. You can't spend 90 years voting and benefiting from having it all. And now that the same Democratic policies and Democratic politicians you supported over 80 years of your life, 70 years of your life, now you lose everything. You can't just turn around and say, well, you know, it's not about valuables no more. You know, I don't need all this stuff no more. I can't take it with me when I die. It don't work like that. I've seen skin folks. I've seen skin folks lose a lot in this country. I seen them lose a lot. So some even lost their lives. And now because people is losing a couple of houses, now all of a sudden people talking about, you know, I don't need all those things no more. You know, life isn't about material possessions no more.
Her granddaughter posted this video online.
Oh, I'm going to be changing my life and simplifying it because I don't need all this stuff.
Now you want to live a simplified lifestyle. Now you don't need all that stuff no more.
Video has racked up nearly 3 million views thanks to her less is more attitude.
I have 2 closets full of clothes. I don't need all that. I used to have.
You had two closets full of clothes. Oh, you was living a good life. 2 closets. All I have is 1 closet. I I haven't even thought about having a second closet. I mean, having a second closet full of clothes seems a little excessive to me, but she had 2 closets full of clothes.
Have like
she had 4 sets of fine dining china. You know, the saucers, the plates, the forks, the silverware, the plates with the gold trim and the rose patterns in them. Oh, when her family would come over for Christmas dinner, they would break out that fine china, cut that turkey and eat good. But now you lose it all in the fire because you've been voting Democrat instead of holding them Democrats accountable. It's now I don't need all that stuff no more. Less is more.
Come on, Louie, let's go. Judkins says at nearly 90, she didn't expect to live that much longer. But now she's inspired to rebuild her home sustainably and to support her community.
I want to start.
Now, wait a minute. After you lived in the hills and a multi-million-dollar home, and now your house burned down because of Democratic policies. Now you want to be about the community. Now you want to be about the little boys and the little girls. You want to see kids brought up in 2-parent households. You want to make sure all these kids are well educated and go to the best schools. You know, you want to make sure that their communities are drug-free and crime-free. Now you about the community. And it took having your house and everything that you own to be burnt down for you to be about the community. We got the real Eric Collins. He says, it's no surprise to me that these news outlets keep covering the Palisades fire and say absolutely nothing about the Altadena fire. Most likely because Altadena is primarily black. We gonna talk about the Altadena fires as well.
Start again, and I don't know how many years, even if I get 1 year of enjoying that home again, I'm thinking that when I go, whoever gets my house will live happily there.
In Pasadena, Elise Martinez, KCAL News.
That community of the Palisades, there's nothing like it in Los Angeles.
A Pacific Palisades jewelry store owner left devastated after watching her family business burned to the ground on video. And it is a double loss for her family. Their home was also destroyed. KCAL's Rena Cano.
Yeah. That boy Gavin Newsom took everything and left them nothing. He took your house, he took your business, and he took your jewelry. Let's
live
get right
in
to
Pacific Palisades. Rena, she says she's determined to rebuild.
Yes, she and her husband, a very strong family. They've actually been in the Pacific Palisades for 3 generations, and they want to stay. But they built their family here, their business here. This right here is Jamie Geller Jewelry. Unfortunately, you see that these electric lines have busted through. It is completely torched and gone. I spoke with them earlier today at a hotel room in Orange County. They tell me they went through every single emotion, everything from anxiety to sadness to just not knowing. And they told me every day they're just trying to keep it together.
Sorry, Mike. We all lost everything.
For 50 years, the Geller family has been the go-to jeweler in Pacific Palisades. But the fire on Tuesday afternoon uprooted their beloved store on Antioch Street.
I watched my store burn.
Panic set in. Jamie Geller and her son grabbed a few things and fled, but got stuck in a gridlock.
So me and my 15-year-old actually had to get out of the car and walk to Gladstone's.
Hours later, they got a video from their friend. It showed their home engulfed in flames.
House and garage, no.
In a span of 24 hours, the Gellers lost their business and their home. Husband Mike Geller, who has lived in the Palisades his entire life, can't help but be angry.
Reservoirs being empty and hydrant wells not being fully full, it's just mismanagement in so many avenues and so many.
Oh, but we've been talking about the mismanagement for years. We've been talking about the homeless crisis in San Francisco and Oakland and then in Los Angeles. We've been talking about the crime, the Kia boys. So you got people stealing cars and then using those stolen vehicles as battering rams and ramming them into storefronts only to loot and rob, and the police wouldn't go chase. We talked about all these homeless encampments where fires are being started. We talked about everything. We talked about the illegal migrant crisis, and none of you were nowhere to be found when other people were being victimized by mismanagement of Democratic policies. It was until your house and business got set on fire. Now you want to hold somebody accountable. As long as everybody else was being victimized and your hands was clean, you was able to be above it. You know, you was up in the hills and the Palisades. So you was an arm distance and a long back road drive away from where we thought the epicenter was for Democratic failure. But little did you know, your Democratic leadership was draining the reservoirs, conserving water for fish, and not making sure them fire hydrants had water in it, and cutting the budget to the Los Angeles Fire Department. Not maintaining those forests. Not maintaining those power lines, and what started one of them fires. All Democratic leadership, all Democratic responsibilities. Now you want to hold somebody accountable. See, we are going to turn California red, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that people had to lose everything to get to this point. But if it takes people having to lose everything, some people even lost their lives, to get you to look at these Democrats in power, see what they're doing, and then vote with some common sense and not what your TV told you to vote for, because I was there in 2020. I was there when Trump was up for re-election. I remember y'all taking the knee during the Star-Spangled Banner at sporting events, at professional sporting events, collegiate sporting events, high school sporting events. I remember y'all saying, say her name, and putting people in the back of y'all helmets and putting names on the football field. I remember y'all saying Donald Trump was a racist. I remember all of that, and I find it funny. 4 years later, and not one of you people, when they play that Star-Spangled Banner, y'all not taking a knee, y'all not having diets. Oh, back in 2019, 2020, when they was up for re-election, and I was doing the game, I won't say the school name, but if y'all from the Bay Area, this team play. I can't even say what city this team plays in, because it's the only team in that city. But when this team played, and they played that Star-Spangled Banner, these individuals would literally lay down and act like the police shot them in protest to police brutality. Four years later, I don't see none of that no more. Because the last 4 years, a lot of people got burnt. A lot of people had to go in credit card debt just to be able to survive. People had to move with their parents just to be able to survive. People thought they were going to flourish and prosper. They found out something totally different. And when it was time to go vote, they didn't want to tell anybody that they was going to vote for Trump. But they remember how good life was during Trump and how life was under Biden and Harris. And let's just say the voting turned out to be a little bit different. But some people were still banging that Kamala Harris. We gotta vote for Kamala Harris. They were still banging that line. And now this is where they're at. They're on TV with the sad face because they lost everything. They're trying to make sense of how it all happened.
Anyways.
Day 7 of living in a one-room hotel room with 2 adults, 3 kids, and...
What? Stop the show! Stop the show! You mean...
It's just...
You mean after your house burned to the ground? And you gotta move your family into a hotel room? You call me afford one hotel room and you got 5, 6 people, a dog and a cat in that hotel room, and you supposed to have a jewelry business up there in the Palisades? Houses and business valued in the millions, and we gotta talk about how financially troubling these times are.
Mismanagement in so many avenues in so many ways.
Day 7 of living in a one-room hotel room with 2 adults, 3 kids, and 2 dogs.
2 adults, 3 kids, and 2 dogs.
Reality is settling in. Their applications for temporary housing are unanswered, and their home will never be the same.
Applications for temporary housing. It was real interesting because Kamala Harris said in her first 4 years she was going to see it that 3,000 homes were built. When she should have been saying, since Biden took over, we are in the process of building 3 million homes. And I told Joe Biden, it's going to be important to build these homes because there's a lot of people that are living in areas that are subject to forest fires. And with these forest fires and these high winds, we don't know what could happen. There could be communities that could be at threat. So I'm using my foresight and thinking ahead, and I'm telling Joe Biden, hey, we need to be in the process of building 3 million homes. But when you're a Democrat, you talk about what you plan to do, and you don't talk about what you are doing.
And another friend in this hotel was able to give me something to wear. I wore my 10-year-old's clothes for a day.
Wait, no, you can't tell me a grown woman has to wear the clothes of her 10-year-old child. You mean you couldn't take a drive down to Compton, Long Beach, Bakersfield, Riverside, Lancaster, Long Beach, Irvine, Costa Mesa, Santa Ana, Newport Beach, find you a thrift store and buy you some clothes? You have to wear clothes of your 10-year-old child? Oh, people was out there hurt.
Besides all of that, and besides losing our business, it's everybody that we know lost everything. Even if we're all safe, and even if you have your home or you don't, like that community of the Palisades, it's everybody that we know lost everything. Even if we're all safe, and even if you have your home or you don't, like that community of the Palisades, it was something nothing, there's nothing. Even if we're all safe, and even if you have your home or you don't, like that community of the Palisades, all safe, and even if you have your home or you don't, like that community of the Palisades, everybody that we know lost everything.
Oh, no.
Even if we're all safe, and even if you have your home or you don't, like that community of the Palisades, it was something nothing, there's nothing like it in Los Angeles.
Well, they're
they got them on TV crying their hearts out. I personally, let me go ahead and stop the show. Personally, I couldn't do it. If I would have had a home out in that area and my house burnt down and one of them liberal media news outlets came to interview me after they spent the last 20 years promoting Democratic policies, being biased, promoting everything that's bad for my people and my community, and now we done lost everything. Houses is burned down, businesses is burnt down, schools is burnt down, grocery stores, thrift stores is burnt down, insurance canceled policies, and they didn't hold these Democratic politicians accountable. You want an interview? Let's go. We're gonna have an interview, and I'm talking with these hands, cause it's a fade at that point. It's a fade because these media liberal news outlets is one of the reasons why your community has been burnt to the ground. And now they think they gonna profit off my pain, talking about, we're not profiting. See, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some of the profits and we're gonna donate to the relief funds that help the same community that's been burnt down. So you gotta give us an bill. We're going to take the millions of profits and we're going to reinvest it into your community so your house is going to be rebuilt. If you believe that bullshit, go right on ahead. This is what they doing. This is what they doing.
Immediate future remains uncertain. One thing they know for sure is that they want to rebuild here.
This is us. This is the Gellers, and we're all here, and we're safe. And we will, get through this, and we'll find a place to settle down, and we will begin to rebuild and make a bigger and better life for ourselves.
And the Gellers told me that despite losing it all, they feel they are fortunate because they have each other and they have insurance. They say that once this settles down, they are working to do free jewelry restorations for people like them who have lost everything. Reporting live in Palisades, I'm Rena Nakano. I'll send it back to you.
Of the Eaton fire reached beyond the borders, though, of Altadena and Pasadena. It's having a major impact on NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory.
It is located in nearby La Cañada Flint Ridge and is a point of pride for Southern California, with its rocket scientists making major strides in space exploration. And now we've learned that 200 JPL employees have lost their homes. Another 300 are evacuated. Wow. Jason Rhodes and Alina Kiesling are among the workers who have now had to rebuild their lives or are working to do that. They're joining us now to share their story. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
All right. Well, Alina, we understand you woke up, you were concerned about the winds, but you did not get an evacuation warning for your area?
That's right. We did know that the fire had started, and probably about 9 p.m. we went outside and took a photo of it in the distance, the glow on the sky. And when we went to bed that evening, I actually didn't really sleep. I had my phone alerting me of all of the updates to the fire, so I was probably checking it about every 5 to 10 minutes. Our area didn't end up in an even prepare to evacuate zone until, we just got the warning to evacuate just 5 minutes after we decided to leave of our own accord. I woke Jason up at 2 a.m. and just said, this is getting too close. I really want us to.
Wait a minute. Wait. Stop the show. Stop. This the problem. This the problem. This the problem with these people right here. The fires has been going on for a week. You've seen other communities get decimated, lose everything. Instead of you packing up and leaving, you go to sleep like the fire is being contained, like the wind still ain't blowing, like everything is still safe. And now that the wind done changed its direction and that fire is coming to you, then you decide to leave. This is why it's hard for me to rock with a lot of fellow Californians, because y'all have no foresight. You see everybody else houses get burned down, communities get burned down. You are in the area and you don't pack up and have stuff ready in case something happens.
To try to get prepared to leave. And so, yeah, we didn't get the warning, unfortunately, but we knew to be vigilant because of a hyper-local news forecaster here. He told us that there was a lot of danger.
Absolutely, and thank God you guys did leave. You were able to watch what unfolded through your security cameras. Tell us what you saw.
Well, it wasn't actually the cameras. It was that, so we evacuated to my sister's house in Eagle Rock, which is just, 15 miles from where we live. And I got a warning 2 hours after we evacuated. I got a burglar alarm from my home. And my first initial reaction was, oh no, somebody's taking advantage of the...
Let me guess. You thought them special kind of people was looting your house, huh? You know, it's always one of them ones, huh? It's always one. You thought it was one of them kind of folks breaking in and looting your house. Tell us, what did you see through your burglar camera system?
Evacuation to loot homes or something like that. And after thinking about it for about 10 minutes, I thought maybe that's probably the best case scenario for why my alarm had gone off. So I went ahead and logged on to the security company site to see what sensors had tripped in our home. And I could see that over the course of about 4 minutes, all of the sensors in our home had tripped across the home. And I could only assume that was the home going up in flames in about 4 minutes.
Wow,
So
what a
we were
horrible
glad we had
feeling.
evacuated.
Oh,
Yeah, these are showing
horrible
now
way to
pictures
find
of what
out.
was left. Sorry, go ahead.
I said, what a horrible feeling and a horrible way to find out.
Yes, it really was. And of course, it was hours before we could confirm, but
you know, given what I saw on the security sensors, I was pretty sure it was gone.
Oh, we're so sorry for your loss. Glad you're okay physically. What do you want others to know from your experience when it comes to wildfire preparations?
So I think one of the most important things that we did before we went to bed was we made sure that we had important things like our laptops that have all of our information on them, passports and everything in bags by the door just in case. And while I hadn't packed a bag of clothes until much later in the evening, clothes are pretty easy to replace. And I was able to just throw like 3 changes of clothes in a bag for us to leave very quickly. But having those other items that are very difficult to replace just ready to go at the door, and then just leaving, because essentially your lives are way more important than stuff, and stuff can be replaced. And so the 3 of us, we have a 3-year-old daughter. We got out with our lives safely, and that's really the only thing that we could never have replaced.
Absolutely, and we're so glad you all are here with us today speaking, and you're doing fine, even though we know you have a long road to recovery ahead. We know you're not the only JPL employees who have lost.
Church on Altadena
Let's go ahead and fast forward. Let's fast forward.
Drive. KCAL News reporter Jasmine Veal live in Altadena, where worshipers are mourning decades of memories, but keeping the faith, Jazz.
Yeah, they're trying, but it's certainly difficult and just such devastation. I mean, this is the church behind me. Imagine. It was full of stained glass windows. It had this custom organ inside that would play beautiful music. There was a school here. That was the sanctuary you're taking a look at. All of that gone. This is dozens of its parishioners also lost their homes.
St. Mark's Church.
A hellscape outside this window as flames overtook St. Mark's Episcopal Church on Altadena Drive Wednesday morning.
He drove by and saw the church mostly burned, the community hall just catching fire with no response because the resources were so thin.
It's been a week since Pastor Carrie Patterson-Grindon, the rector of St. Mark's, evacuated her home with her family as the Eaton fire broke out right behind her Altadena house.
We hadn't been told yet to evacuate, but the fire was literally in our backyard.
She says she had no idea within hours that the fire would ravage entire neighborhoods miles away, including the church that's been here for nearly 80 years in a parish that's been around for more than 100.
Funerals there, weddings, baptisms for decades and decades and decades.
So I'm here at Altadena Drive. We are right at Home Park Avenue. That's Lake Avenue in front of me, and you have churches burning on both sides. This was the scene around 11 a.m. last Wednesday as St. Mark's Community Hall was on fire. Another church burning right across the street.
It's so hard to even recognize, right?
Pastor Carey looked at video of what was left and said miraculously the new preschool behind the church is still standing.
We have lost everything physical. So all of our vestments, the things that clergy wear, all of the we use to serve communion, most of our records.
She says 45 homes in her parish burned. She got the news last week, though, that somehow her home did not.
So I learned about my home standing and my spiritual home burning back to back. I didn't believe it.
This will be your temporary home.
And this will be our temporary home.
A sacred space lost, but a new one forged, as her community will now gather in this temporary home inside of this church in Eagle Rock, determined to rebuild the church.
So we got churches going down. Hold on. Let me back this up. Where do I want to look for now? Oh, we gotta put in. We gotta talk about your boy Gavin Newsom, the most hated Democrat. The most hated Democrat, because he's got to explain this right here. He's got to explain this.
My arm's turned gone.
It's been home her whole life, but she barely recognises it.
apocalypse.
Around every corner, almost complete destruction.
This was a little cooking store thing. This is a parking lot for a center.
Firefighting planes bringing water from the ocean to tackle the blazes still raging in all parts of this city. Growing too is anger at a perceived lack of preparedness by authorities.
We shouldn't be seeing this. We shouldn't. This is where people need to wake up. Because if you're voting and you're picking people for soft...
Wait a minute. You mean it took a whole community to burn down to the ground for people to wake up and look at the people who they're voting for?
Softness, or for the fuzzy feeling you got because they seem like they're good people. I want to know that we're going to have someone in charge.
I know. You voted them because they look like you. You voted for them because of identity politics. You voted for them because they was the same orientation as you. You looked at everything but the policies.
Then Rachel spots a face she recognises.
Look at that boy. Is that Gavin Newsom? Oh, do not put me in the same room with Gavin Newsom because I will crash out.
Gavin Newsom? That's...
She said, is that Gavin Newsom?
The governor. That's the governor. Governor, I live here, governor. That was my daughter's school, governor. Please tell me what you're going to do. I'm not going to hurt him, I promise.
Literally.
He said, I'm not going to hurt him. I would have got them fighting right there in the middle of the street. Would have hit him hit him in the jaw as hard as I could if that would have been me.
Governor, please tell me what you're going to do. I'm not going to hurt him, I promise.
I'm literally talking
I'm not going to hurt him, I promise.
to the president right now to specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
California Governor Gavin Newsom is being criticised by some for water mismanagement as hydrants ran dry while fires multiplied.
So I have to get cell service.
So let's get it.
Wait a minute, Gavin Newsom. Wait a minute, Gavin Newsom.
To specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
Talking to the president right now.
He just said, I'm talking to the president right now. Not 5 minutes ago, not 2 minutes ago, not a minute ago. He said, he got the phone in his hand, said he talking to the president. He got Joe Biden on the phone right now. We all want to hear. We all want to hear what these governors and what these presidents talk about when American citizens' lives are being lost and their properties are being devastated. I want to hear what they say and they plan to help American people. Because if I know, I ask people in the chat, what is Gavin Newsom's and Joe Biden's plan for people in these devastated areas? I know people in the chat can't tell me an answer because they haven't articulated an answer for us American folks to understand.
To specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
California Governor Gavin
It doesn't. What do you mean? You just said you was talking to him right now.
Newsom is being criticised by some for water mismanagement as hydrants ran dry while fires multiplied.
So I have to get cell service.
So let's get it.
Now he has to get cell service.
Let's get it. I want to be here when you call the president.
I appreciate it. I'm doing that right now. And it's to immediately get reimbursements, individual assistance, and to help you. I'm devastated for you. I'm so sorry, especially for your daughter. I have 4 kids. Losing the school.
who went to school there. They lost their homes. They lost 2 homes because they were living in one building another. Governor, please tell me, what are you going to do with the president right now?
We're getting the resources to help rebuild. We're
getting the resources to rebuild. Oh wait, stop the show. Your house burned down. Burned down to the ground. With your governor, with your president, Joe Biden, what they're doing is they're getting resources to rebuild all these burning homes. That's the first thing they're doing. Common sense tells us it's going to take at least 2 to 3 months to clear it out. Another 2 to 3 months to lay the foundation. And another 6 months to a year to build these houses and make them pass inspection. What are these people? Where are these people going to live? Where are they going to live? Where are they going to go? How are they going to get food? How are they going to get clothes? What about the cars that they had that were burned down? What about their schools? What schools are they going to go to that their schools have been burned down? Where are they going to relocate to? You see what the play is here? Let me tell y'all what the play is here. They've been gentrifying. They've been gentrifying the hood for so long that it's getting pretty hard to sell them rinky-dink houses on Compton Boulevard. It's getting real hard to sell them houses for $1.2 million. So you know what they did? They opened up that map and they were looking at houses and where they could go and redevelop. And they said, how about Malibu? How about Palisades? How about Eden? How about Altadena? All them properties in them hills where them God-fearing folk live. We done let all this homeless people come in. They setting fires. They done let reservoirs run dry. They've been mismanaging the water to protect a certain fish, so now fire hydrants are running dry. That's right, they even cut the budget to the L.A. Fire Department. So now when it's time to have the fire, and they got them 50 mile to 100 mile winds, and that fire is going to blow. Wherever that fire go is where we plan to redevelop, and this is going to be a hostile takeover. Because over the last 4 years, it's gotten real expensive for people to live in California. Real expensive. And some of those people just got exposed. They don't have money to cover first month, second month's rent. Rent prices are more than double their mortgage prices. They don't have insurance because State Farm a couple of months ago dropped fire insurance. Gavin Newsom got all these families out here naked. And if you were so-called living the American dream and using credit to finance your lifestyle, you ain't got you a mortgage, you wasn't big balling, you couldn't buy your money out cash, and you living month to month, scraping and struggling to get by, and then over in 1 week a fire comes back and takes everything that you claim, and now you ain't got no insurance. You ain't got deep pockets to, put down on a brand new house somewhere else. You is in a tough situation, and your boy Gavin Newsom right here is talking about he trying to get resources to rebuild. The fire is still burning, Gavin Newsom. How are you getting resources to rebuild and the fire is still burning? Listen to this man. Listen to this man right here. Listen to this man right here.
They lost their homes. They lost 2 homes because they were living in one building another. Governor, please tell me, what are you going to do with the president right now?
We're getting the resources to help rebuild. We're getting
Why
the
was there
resources.
no?
He's getting the resources to help rebuild, but the fire isn't out, Gavin Newsom. But everybody's going to tell me, I know, liberal media is telling me we all got to come together. No, we can't blame Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass for a fire. This is just a natural disaster brought on by climate change. All of that Trump stuff is misinformation. We gotta get behind Gavin Newsom because he's gonna rebuild California. And once he rebuilds California, we should vote for him president in 2028. But that's not how this works. What you can't do is create a problem. That problem wipes out not a block of houses, not a street of houses, not a neighborhood, but whole city gets wiped out. And because you could rebuild it in 4 years, we're gonna plod you up as some kind of hero and put you in the Oval Office. No, that's not how it works. The fire is still going. We can't rebuild until the fire is out, Gavin Newsom. You can't get resources in there when the fire is still going, Gavin Newsom. You gotta put the fire out first. You gotta get people into temporary housing. But when you give taxpayer money to illegal migrants, DACA, Dreamers, this and that, DEI initiatives, and now people out there standing on top of they burnt houses looking at you for answers. They school them burnt down, and this is the bullshit you try to get off your chest, Gavin Newsom.
Water in the hydrants,
That's
Governor.
all being
What?
It's all literally.
Is it going to be different next time?
What? There's no water. Oh man, it's real simple. Whose job is it to make sure that there's water in the fire hydrants? They told me somebody was getting paid $750,000, and that person's only job was to make sure there is water in the fire hydrants. So let me go ahead and stop the show, because I got a story to tell about these so-called fire hydrants. So way back in the 2010s, I was working at Amazon. I'm working the graveyard shift. I parked my. It's nighttime. I parked my car apparently in front of a fire hydrant, but this fire hydrant is being covered by bushes. So of course at nighttime I don't see the fire hydrant. I worked my shift. Think I worked a double shift. So overnight and a little bit of the morning shift. I come out to my car. I get to where I think I parked my car. My car ain't there no more. I'm trying to figure out where my car at. Somebody sees that I'm disheveled because I'm looking for a car that's not there. He gonna tell me, hey, somebody took your car. You're parked next to a fire hydrant. I looked over the bushes. I said, wait a minute. They told my car because I parked near this fire hydrant that's completely covered in bushes. So I had to go to Newark Police Department. I had to pay them extortion fee. Then I had to go to the tow yard and pay them another extortion fee. And I was pissed off because somebody from that city should have made sure that that fire hydrant, that people are able to see it by trimming the bushes so the bushes aren't covering the fire hydrant. And to now see somebody who's supposed to be making sure these fire hydrants are filled up with water, and they're not even filled up with water, but they're towing people's cars for people being parked too close to these goddamn fire hydrants. And now when American citizens need them the most, they houses, they businesses, they school is on fire, and these fire hydrants don't even got water in them. It is some of the most disgusting shit I have ever seen in my life. You ask him about fire hydrants, and he's gonna tell you about, he gonna mumble something about some disinformation, and it's not true.
Isn't it right now?
We're getting the resources to help rebuild. We're getting
Why
the
was there
resources
no
to do
water
it.
in the hydrants,
That's
Governor?
all being, that's all literally.
Is it going to be different next time?
It has to be. Has to be. Of course.
What are you going to do?
I'm doing
To
everything
fill the
I can.
hydrants. I would fill them up personally, you know that.
I literally have.
I would fill up the hydrants myself.
I understand.
But would you do that?
I would do whatever I can.
But you're not. I see the, do you know there's water dripping over there, Governor? There's water coming out there. You can use it.
Diminishing winds are bringing some respite for firefighters, but it's likely to be brief. As estimated losses surge, there is still zero containment of this fire. Officials say they don't know the death toll. Dogs will be brought in to search this rubble for fatalities. Jeffrey and his partner Nicole are returning to their seaside community, once a little slice of paradise.
Each one is an individual neighbor. So this was my dearest friend, Gayleen, who I've known for my whole life, 35 years. That was our clubhouse where we would play pool every Friday. That was Ben's house. These are like my closest friends here.
35 years, living there on the beach, living the good life, voting Democrat, not having a care in the world, and then all of a sudden, everything get burnt down, and you don't know what you gonna do. Now we gotta talk about your girl Karen Bass. Oh, we gotta talk about Karen Bass's interview. Oh, they ran down on her at the airport. They ran down on her at the airport. Oh, man.
CarParts.com always delivers, and they carry quality parts.
Now that's my speed. At the airport.
Excuse me.
They catch you at the airport. You done went to Africa and your city on fire.
Madam Mayor, David Blevins from Sky News in the UK.
Look at she was running. She running off that plane. God damn. The media, homie. Look at her. She running. Running.
Excuse me.
Look at her. She running off that airplane.
Excuse me.
Madam Mayor, David Blevins from Sky News in the UK.
I don't want to take no answer. I know, because you got to sit down with your team. You got to figure out a way to spin this. And if you got to ask questions off the top, you can't do it because you are just like Kamala Harris. You got to have the questions in front of you. You got to pick which questions can be asked and what questions can't be asked. You don't like too much confrontation and people being too confrontational, and you ain't went through a briefing. You don't know what to say. This is why we call you a DEI hire.
Fire chiefs say that they're really...
Look at the black girl trying to block her. Look at the black girl trying to block her. Oh, man. Oh, this is crazy, right? We got the black girl
Excuse me.
trying to play interference. We got this black lady right here running interference, trying to step in between. Oh, I didn't see that at first. Let's watch that again.
Excuse me.
He's right there in front. She's saying, excuse me.
Madam Mayor, David Blevins from Sky News in the UK.
I'm not going to do that.
Fire chiefs say that they're really stretched to the limit and running
Look at the black girl running interference.
out of water. What have you got to say to that?
Me, okay?
She said, stop, he's not touching you. He tried to ask her, and you keep trying to step in front of him. You're actually touching him.
Have you no response to that? Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today?
Can you back up? I appreciate it.
Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster? No apology for them? Do you think you should have been visiting Ghana while this was unfolding back home?
Running.
Madam Mayor, let me ask you just again, have you anything to say to the citizens today as you return?
No. Ma'am, hold on 1 second.
Madam Mayor, just a few words for the citizens today as you return to deal with the catastrophe.
Can you take this down?
Look at that right there. And the leader of Los Angeles, with her city burning down to the ground, had nothing to say to the people of Los Angeles. That, lady and gentlemen, when she comes up for recall, and that recall votes come through, that video is why Karen Bass would have been voted out the city of Los Angeles, because she didn't have the courage of her convictions to look the camera in the eye and say, Los Angeles, we are a strong people. I know the fire is burning, but we're going to continue the fight. We're going to rebuild, and we're gonna rebirth a new Los Angeles. That's all she had to say, and say, I am here with you. This is why I came back from Africa, because I want to fight with you. If she would have looked in the camera and said that, she would have saved her job. But now she's just on she's on borrowed time. Just like we saw with Mayor Shane Tao here in Oakland, London Breed here in San Francisco. We are getting the women of color who are incompetent up out of office. The Pamela Prices, the Mayor Shane Taos, the London Breeze, the Tiffany Henyards. They're all falling. Only reason Karen Bass didn't fall is because she wasn't up for re-election. But the next time she's up for re-election and people are going to go to vote, they're going to remember they knew somebody whose houses was on fire. And when they asked Karen Bass about what she going to do about they loved ones' houses being on fire, some of those houses with dead bodies in them because they were fighting to save their houses. They gonna remember that Karen Bass said absolutely nothing and ran like a coward in that airport. And the only people that's gonna be there for Karen Bass. Let me go ahead and back it up. The only people that's gonna be there for Karen Bass.
Mayor David Blevins from Sky News in the UK.
It's B-dubs like that right there who's running interference because all they want to see is a B-dub in power. That's the only person who's going to have Karen Bass's back. And just like we saw with Kamala Harris, B-dubs ain't going to be enough. You're going to have to show some level of confidence. And this right here, this right when they put you up for re-election, all they gotta do is put this picture right here. All they gotta do is put up this picture right here. And this is all they gonna need. This is all they gonna need to see. Oh, we definitely can't vote for Karen Bass because when shit was ugly and the fire was hitting the fan and people was asking important questions of what to happen next, all they gonna remember is this. We not gonna hear what you said at the press conference where you and your team saw all the hate coming in and you was able to put spin and come up with a plan to answer these questions. See, if you can't answer questions off top, unscripted, you cannot lead. If the only way you could appear to be a polished politician is a scripted press conference or a sit-down interview with left-leaning media where they ask you cupcake questions, you are not fit to lead. You will be labeled DEI. And this picture right here is nothing short of DEI. So, I mean, these fires out here. These fires out here is crazy. These fires out here is crazy. We got Will Clinton in the building. We got JJ says he's in Thailand. Okay. Now, we gotta talk about people dying. I still see y'all dying in these streets. It baffles my mind that y'all are dying in these streets over some of the most ridiculous of ways. Let me see if I can find this story. Oh, this will be the graphic part. This will be the graphic part. It's gonna get graphic. I don't care. You guys know I don't care if Negroes is getting torn out the frame. If Negroes is getting torn out the frame, I got to show it. If Negroes is getting torn, hold on. If Negroes is getting torn out the frame, I got to show. So this is a story of an Amazon worker. That's right. An Amazon worker. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. An Amazon worker getting torn out the frame. Oh, we definitely gotta talk about this. This the problem right here. You at work at Amazon, you working at $1 trillion company. I remember watching the video where Jeff Bezos came to his warehouse to do a walk around, and he's talking to one of the low-level entry workers. In a 5-minute conversation, or not even a 30-second conversation that he had with this Amazon worker, the Amazon worker made like a couple of cents, and Jeff Bezos then made $30,000 in 30 seconds. So what's ended up happening is you get situations like this right here. Let me go and play it, and it's definitely gonna get graphic. Let's talk about
Don't fight over bitches.
Oh, so you at Amazon fighting over women? No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh my kids, bro. What you talking about?
He said, "Oh my kids." He pulled up his pants. We all know what this means.
What you talking about? Let's get outside.
And he says, "Let's go outside." Oh, we know what that means. Let's play back one more time, all the way through.
Oh my kids, bro. What you talking about? What you talking about, bro? What you talking about? Let's get outside. What you talking about? Don't fight over bitches. Don't fight that man over that bitch.
Oh, yeah. It's getting live in that motherfucker. It's getting live in that motherfucker. Look at this right here. This is just a couple of seconds. So, couple of seconds ago, everything was all good. You could have just walked away. You could have said, "Hey man, what are we even fighting for?" Isn't that what your boy GQ said in the movie Juice the Bishop? What are we even fighting for?
Don't fight over bitches. Don't fight that man over that bitch.
at you. You go outside thinking you about to catch a fair one. You gonna swab, you gonna throw from the shoulders, you gonna knuckle up, and your man done took out his Amazon box cutters and showing you he's good with that knife work. And now he got the top mount on you, and you realize you fighting for your life, and ain't nobody coming to get you. And hold on, let me back it up. Let me back it up. Cause as my man Sauce Money would say.
So if you're with it, come and get it. The only nigga that'll have your back is the fucking floor when you hit it.
The only nigga that will have your back is the fucking floor when you hit it. And here we go. We got another situation with a Negro, and the only nigga that have his back is the fucking floor when he hits it.
I'm fighting over bitches. Oh, hell no, you put this on. Hey, y'all, stop pulling that shit out. Get off of him. Get your hands off of that man. Get off of that man. Get your hands off that man. Oh, he bleeding.
Stop. Now somebody bleed. Now somebody bleed.
Okay, y'all, it's not that. Oh, no. Did you stab him? Did you stab him? Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Are you serious? Hey, nigga, let him the fuck go. Are you fucking serious?
Hold on. Let me see if I can back up. Let me see if I can find a better version. Let me see if I can find a better version of it. Oh, we got a news story? We got a news story? Let me see if I can play this one.
Oh, bro. I'm my kids, bro. What you talking about? What you talking about, bro? What you talking about? Let's get off my head.
Don't fight over bitches. Oh, shit. Wait a minute, y'all. Stop fighting over bitches. Oh, hell no, you put this on. Hey, y'all, stop pulling that shit out. Get off of him. Get your hands off of that man. Get off of that man. Get your hands off that man. Oh, he bleeding. Okay, y'all, it's not that. Oh, no. Did you stab him? Did you stab him? Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Are you serious? Hey, nigga, let him the fuck go. Are you fucking serious?
You see how your boy done fell out and hit the ground. Let's see what happened to your boy. Let's see what happened to your boy. What happened to your boy? Is there a news story? Is there a news story? Oh, they got his picture right here. That's the man who stabbed him. Looking at life. We got other videos right here. But that's what happened to your boy right there. Lost his life fighting over a woman at the job. You cannot make this up. This young black man with their whole lives ahead of them, working at a $1 trillion company like Amazon. You see Jeff Bezos, during that whole squabble, when they was out there fighting, Jeff Bezos made $30,000 passively. They worked a whole 8-hour shift, and it's luckily, and that's assuming that's assuming they did work an 8-hour shift, because Jeff Bezos got it set up where he giving 4-hour shifts and 6-hour shifts because he don't want to pay Amazon workers, health insurance and have them pay them any benefit. So they out there working 4 to 6 hour shifts. Look, barely making $100 a day. And when we try to figure out why black men are dying in the street, and you don't even pay them $100 a day, what do they have to live for? So what they end up doing is they tear each other out of the frame. They tear each other out the frame. One is dead, another one goes to jail for the rest of their life. Jeff Bezos continues to make thousands of dollars by the second. It's a cold world we live in. Oh man. he hit boy with some crazy knife work. Crazy knife work he hit him with. He hit him with a, hold on.
Finish her. Fatality.
You getting hit? He got hit with a fatality at Amazon. Man, that's some nasty. You get hit with a Mortal Kombat fatality over somebody else's woman. That's not even your woman. You ain't figured that out yet. Everybody at the job at Amazon get a turn with that girl. But you ready to die for her. Cause you still not using your brain. What else we gotta talk about? Oh man. I should have talked about this when this one happened. This one almost brought me out of retirement. Let me see if I can find this one. Let me see if I can scroll down. Oh, they ain't got it up here no more. Let me get more detail with. Is it? Oh, here we go. Right here we go. Right here. I missed this one. Oh man, I can't believe I almost missed this one. Oh, let me see if I can bring this. one. Oh, we got to talk about this one right here. Oh, this was nasty work right here. We gotta talk about your boy Luigi Mangione and Brian Thompson. Oh, we gotta talk about this murder. We gotta talk about this murder tape right here. We got this murder tape right here. Cause you out here in a Democratic stronghold, New York City. You got a governor that's Democrat, mayor that's Democrat, sanctuary city, riddled with nothing but Democratic policies, not a Republican in sight. So we got your boy right here, and you got your boy Brian Thompson looking good. $1,000 Gucci suit on. About to walk in for an investors meeting. 6:45 in the morning. Unbeknownst to him, oh man, your man came out here. He got the gun with the silencer, the scope, the infrared beam, dressed in all black, and because he don't got the the usual suspect look to him, you don't even suspect him. So what does he do? He gets the drop on you, Brian Thompson. And what do you do, Brian Thompson? Oh, just like them people who's been above democratic policies, who's benefited from democratic policies, who didn't live in neighborhoods that were festered with gangs, drugs, and guns. When we hear gunshots, we get to running. Even if we get hit, we sometimes run away to, safety. But what do? That's right. You flop like LeBron James, and you go to the ground, and you looking just like DMX. You're slipping and falling. You can't get up. But unlike DMX was able to get back up and tear shit up. But your man right here he's about to tear you up. Fixes the jam, shoots you again, fixes the jam, and look at your boy right here. Turns into Doughboy from Boys in the Hood, walks you down, tells you to turn your punk ass over, turns your TV off. And just like all the shooters in the world, they disappear into the darkness. And just like Brian Thomas found out, all the health insurance in the world, there's no answer for the 45s and not enough health insurance to protect you from the 45s and the 9 double M's. Police get there. Let me see if I can find that video real quick. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that video real quick. The Brian Thompson CPR video real quick. Gotta find that video. Let me see if I can find that video real quick. Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. There it go. Look at this right here. The police is actually trying to save somebody's life. Ain't that something? When you become a millionaire, the police will actually put the gloves on you and try and bring you back to life. Look at that police officer. He gave up and said, "That nigga dead." health insurance in the world. Ain't no protection from the 4-5s, 9 double limbs. And when them hammers get the clapping, your health insurance card ain't gonna protect you. He found out the hard way. Then there was a big man. Oh, people got some explaining to do. People got some explaining to do because they still haven't explained it. They still haven't explained it. Imagine. Let me see if I can find. The right video to show as we break down this shooting. Let's see if we can find, because this stuff was funny. This stuff was funny. Here we go.
Businesses everywhere are turning to Gusto for payroll, benefits, and more. Save time.
People got some explaining
Save money.
to do. People got some explaining.
Authorities on Monday announced.
People got some explaining to do, and they haven't explained it to me. They tried to brush it under the rug because after that whole murder happened, and there was a nationwide manhunt.
It's the arrest of 26-year-old Luigi Mangione on firearms charges and identified him as a strong person of interest in the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, who was fatally shot last Wednesday, saying Mangione matched the suspect's description and appeared to have motivation. NYPD police.
That's not the one I wanted. So we all saw this picture right here. We all saw this one at the very top right here. We all saw that picture right there. He was the number one news topic. Nobody knew that person. A former friend, a former girlfriend, his parents, this, that, and the third. Nobody knew that person. The most dangerous man in America at that point. Nobody knew that nigga. Nobody knew him. So I guess he pulled down his mask, flirting with them women. Again, you Negroes, they put you on the mission as a hitman. They put to do the job. Your job is to go there. Your job is to go there. Mask on, gloves, so nobody can see what race you are. Your job is to execute the hit. Disappear into the darkness. That's your job. What do you do as a professional hitman? Because everybody was telling me this was a professional hitman. Oh my God, they should make a movie of this guy. This dude was moving in the darkness. He was jumping. He was lying and waiting. They didn't get him on camera. Took his mask off so he could flirt with a female. Pulled his mask down because he went to Starbucks to buy a Frappuccino and a fucking biscuit. Gets caught at a McDonald's eating a Happy Meal. Yo, professional hitman, that is. Then he gets caught. First thing we get is a statement from the family. Let me see if I can pull up. Let me see if I can pull up the statement from the family. Let me see. Let me see if we could pull up the statement from the family real quick.
So whatever we got on scene there.
Your professional hitman gets arrested by a rookie cop. Let me see if we can read the statement from the family real quick. Here we go, right here. Let me see if I can pull this up.
Being filed, the arrest warrant would be filed tonight. And I wouldn't be surprised if federal charges are announced tomorrow. That just makes the extradition immediate. Brian, real quickly, as we look at this list of charges, you know, everything in the coverage today has been all about Luigi Mangione, but now his family is finally weighing in. What have you found out?
Wait,
yeah, we just got this.
Wait a minute. They done plastered your son's picture all over the world to see, and you didn't think to pick up the phone and call the police and say, hey, unfortunately, that's my son, you know. I don't know why he did what he did, but you know, he lives here, such and such. I want to help you with the investigation because I want you to bring my son in alive and not kill him. If there's anything you can do to help, let us know. Do we get that from the family? No. This is what we get from the family.
Statement from them within the last 5 minutes, a prominent family from Maryland, and I want to read it to you. This is what they say. Unfortunately, we cannot comment on news reports regarding Luigi Mangione. We only know what we have read in the media. Our family is shocked and devastated by Luigi's arrest. We offer our prayers to the family of Brian Thompson, and we ask people to pray for all involved. We are devastated by this. You know what's so interesting, Ashley, is when we
Stop the show. You mean to tell me you only had a statement after your son got arrested? You didn't have a statement when the whole NYPD, the feds was looking for him? You didn't have a statement then? Oh my God, these God-fearing folks, I tell you, they swear up and down that they're God-fearing. But that was somebody else, Brian Thomas, torn out the frame, gone too soon, another victim of democratic policies. But there was somebody else who was a victim of democratic policies. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We definitely gotta talk about this. We definitely gotta talk about this murder. We got to talk about this murder right here. We got to talk about this murder. Where's the video? Where's the video at? Where's the video at?
Yo! Sorry to his family.
Oh, there's the video. Somebody gotta explain this to me. Somebody gotta explain this to me. Because we got illegal migrant. We got illegal migrants setting people on fire on trains.
And developing tonight,
we got illegal migrant. We got, hold on. We got illegal migrants setting people fire on trains. Let's get right. Let's get right to it. Let's get right to it.
We now know the identity of the woman who was burned to death on the subway earlier this month. Fox 5's Jessica Formosa joins us live from Toms River, New Jersey, where police say she once lived. Jess.
Natasha, that's right. The victim, 57-year-old Debrina Kwam. Police tell us that it was here in Toms River where she last lived in this senior living community. Now, as expected, neighbors shocked to hear that she was the victim of that senseless act of violence. The homeless woman who was burned alive in a subway car in Coney Island last Sunday morning. Now, we knocked on a door and a woman answered. She told us that she bought this home in April, and in May, she says a woman by the name of Debrina rang her doorbell looking for her mother. She told her she was the new owner, but she could take down her information. The woman, Debrina, she says, told her that she didn't have a phone. It was about a 15-minute conversation. And then she says she hopped back in the cab and left. You're about to hear from her and also a neighbor who did not want her face on TV.
She looked clean. She did not look sick or hungry or anything like that. She just stopped by. All in my mind was the family didn't tell her that that they were moving. Very devastating that something like that would happen. But even more that this is happening today, you know?
If that was that woman, I can't understand how she ended up in the subway in the circumstances she was in.
Now, police arresting 33-year-old Sebastian Zapeta, migrant from Guatemala, who entered the country illegally in 2018. They say he allegedly lit Kwam's clothes on fire. Police believed she was homeless and sleeping on the subway when she was set on fire. Zapeta has been charged with first-degree murder. It took some time, however, to identify the victim, and that's because her body was burned beyond recognition. They had to use fingerprinting and dental records, as well as DNA testing. Now, Olga, the woman we spoke to, tell us that when she found out the name through the media, she knew right away that there was a connection. She remembered that last name from the documents when closing on her home. Of course, she is shocked and cannot believe that woman, that victim, was standing in front of her back in May. That's Lee.
I know. I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. Democratic policies caused prices to skyrocket. She found herself out of work. Tough position, couldn't afford the home, had to sell it, burned through some money, became homeless in New York, didn't get no resources because they was all going to illegal migrant. We got some of these illegal migrants, a small percentage of them that are hardcore criminals. This is what these hardcore criminals come over and do.
This is a person right here. Oh shit!
we got a police officer right there. Let me go ahead and stop the show. Let me go ahead and stop the show. Because we got a police officer walk by a person on fire. Somebody in desperate need of medical attention and some assistance. Police officer not only walked by the person who's on fire, walked by the person who set the person on fire. Do we have to be politicians, millionaires, billionaires, celebrities to get served by the police? Because it seems like if you were common folk, police is running you down. If you Hollywood stop at a stop sign, if you change a lane, no, if you a day late on your registration, these police officers is all over you. But let you catch on fire. Somebody break into your business and you want to call the police in these democratic strongholds. The police don't show up. But over here, let me see if I can pull this up again. Let me see if I can pull this up again. Let me see if I can pull this up again.
Yo!
Let me see if I can pull it. There we go, right here. See if I can pull this up again for the people in the back. For the people in the back. You could be set on fire, and the person sitting on fire could be watching you on fire. And let's look at what the police do.
Sorry to his family. This is a person right here. Oh shit!
Well, look at the police officer. Look at the police officer. Look at the police officer. His job is to protect and serve. His job is to protect and serve. Did we ever get clarification on why this police officer didn't help this young lady? Did we get clarification on why this police officer didn't arrest the young man that set the woman on fire? Did we ever get answers to those questions? Can we get Mayor Mike Adams? What is the name? What is the name of the mayor of New York? What's his name? What's his name? Cause we got to call him to the carpet. Did we ever get Mayor Eric Adams on the phone and he explained why this police officer walked by the woman who was set on fire and didn't assist the woman that was on fire and or arrest the person that set the woman on fire that's sitting on the bench right there to his left? Oh, look, he turned and look. He turns and look. Oh, he turns and look. He turns and look at the woman on fire. Damn.
Oh shit, bro!
Just kept walking.
Yo! Fuck! Oh no! Yo!
That's what happened. That's what's going on. That's what's going on out here in these Democratic strongholds. It is unfathomable. With Democratic leadership has happened. People are being set on fire in front of the police. Police and kept walking. Houses, neighborhoods, cities being burnt down to rubble. First thing Democrats want to do is we gotta get the resources to come rebuild. So I'm on the phone with the president right now. Can I hear you talk to the president? Well, you can't hear me talk to the president right now because there's no cellular service. But I'm working hard to get the resources to rebuild. And we're going to rebuild back together. I need you to be strong and come fight with us because we're going to rebuild. If you can help me rebuild it, get the resources. We're going to make Los Angeles much stronger. We make California much stronger. But we got to be a team. We can't blame each other for what's going on. We got to come together. And if we come together, and these dudes be doing these interviews, doing all these hand signals. We're gonna do that, and it won't happen again. We're gonna investigate. I'm gonna make sure it won't happen again because it can't happen again. We're gonna work with the fire department. We're gonna work with Trump. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. We're gonna rebuild. And Dude, yes, hold on. Let me see if I can show you a video of Gavin Newsom, Democrat, explaining out there. Let me see if I can show you. Gavin Newsom, Negro explaining. Oh, man. Oh no, now all of a sudden I can't find. Now all of a sudden I can't find the interview. Where is it? Where is it? Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. See, we got the long version and the short version. Let me play the long version.
Governor Gavin Newsom, welcome back to Meet the Press.
Good to be with you.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
6 different wildfires raging right now. Do you have the resources to combat all these fires at this hour?
Yeah, we got 14,000 people working the line right now. We doubled the National Guard. We have 1,680 out there helping on the logistics side. I was just with folks from Mexico, 73 folks. They'll be relieving some of our hand crews. We've got 9 states that are now providing under this EMAC system support. So we've got the resources, but we have more important than this. We have the winds that have changed, and that allows us to be more resourceful with existing resources, particularly the aerial resources.
What's the mission of the National Guard here in Southern California?
Combination of factors. We have the rattlesnake teams that are doing the line and working with the hand crews. We have other logistics packages happening. And we saw our first MAFs, which are these folks that are doing retardant, which are military planes, and the Guards leading that operation. So it's a combination of all those factors. And of course, fundamentally, 600 plus, just focusing on looting and making sure there's law and order on the streets.
Well, there goes, I may as well acknowledge it, there goes another one of your choppers. How many aircraft do you have deployed right now?
There are as many as the traffic control can handle. Aircraft resources are not an issue. We've got fixed wing up today. And then you saw last night, particularly over the last couple of days, just battling the nighttime blazes. By the way, technology that didn't exist a few years ago. The state did not have the resource of these fire hawks that allow night vision, 6 hours, night goggles. These guys laid down the lines in the Palisade, almost 500 million gallons to try to hold the line there on the ridge so it didn't come down into the canyon, the Bel Air area, and parts of Brentwood. So it's just remarkable, the heroism of these folks. It's remarkable, the mutual aid system. I mean, you meet folks from Oregon that are working with folks from Kern County that are working folks overseas that I've never met, and it's hand in glove. It's really inspiring.
In your opinion, is this or will it be the worst natural disaster in the history of the United States?
I think it will be in terms of just the costs associated with it, in terms of the scale and scope. I'll only remind the folks in California, we had the Tubbs Fire, 5,600 houses were lost, and of course Camp Fire, we had 18,000 housing units lost, and 85 people that lost their lives. Currently, we're getting confirmation from the coroner, so we always have to be careful on the death toll, but it's in the 13 range, and I've got search and rescue teams out, we've got cadaver dogs out, and there's likely to be a lot more.
What is your biggest concern over the course of the next 48 hours?
I think is making sure the life safety focus, the property focus is there, at the same time we're addressing the perimeter issues. The challenge is the winds. We've got these winds coming back this evening, Sunday night. We've got peak winds on Monday. We're going to see 50+ mile-an-hour gusts, subject to change. So now we're pre-positioning assets, and we're pre-positioning them not just here in the theater, those existing 5+ fires, but now broadening that to a number of other counties and moving farther south with some of those resources in anticipation we could see some flare-ups in new places, new starts.
You're here with us on Meet the Press to announce a new executive order. What is this executive order? What are you hoping to accomplish?
Look, we've got to be thinking 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years ahead. At the same time, we're focused.
What? We got to be thinking 3 what? What?
press to announce a new executive order. What is this executive order? What are you hoping to accomplish?
Look, we've got to be thinking 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years ahead at the same time.
He said 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years ahead. Well, if you were thinking 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years ahead, 3 years ago, you would have made sure that there would have been water enough available to put out the fire. 3 years ago, you would have made maintenance to your forests so they wouldn't set ablaze or have it be more manageable. If you was thinking 3 years ago, you wouldn't have cut the budget to the L.A. Fire Department. And if you were thinking 3 months ago, when State Farm dropped everybody insurance from fire stuff, you would have stepped in and had some money available. But now when shit hit the fan, I just find it amazing. Once the fires start and cities is getting burned down and people is dying, all of a sudden Gavin Newsom is able to move this person. He's able to get planes in the sky. He's able to get fire departments from Northern California, bring them to Southern California. He knows to get resource here and there. He's signing executive orders. See, what these Democrats like to do is they like to create a massive problem that devastates and destabilizes people. And then you have to depend on them because they didn't do their job in the first place. You have to depend on them to come and save you. And when he comes and save you from a problem he created for you, you then somehow call this man a hero. Now he wants to think 3 weeks, 3 months, and 3 years ahead.
Starts.
You're here with us on Meet the Press to announce a new executive order. What is this executive order? What are you hoping to accomplish?
Look, we've got to be thinking 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years ahead. At the same time, we're focusing on the immediacy, which is life safety and property. And so that's exactly what we're doing with disaster assistance, making sure people are getting their applications, addressing the issue of fraud. And that's an issue we've got to address, price gouging. So executive orders on price gouging.
Price gouging? You got rent. People charging twice the rent. What you doing about that?
Recovery. We want to get inspections, units like this. We want to get our inspection teams out here. They're already starting to get out here.
What's the unit gonna expect? You gotta tear that whole thing down.
Come up with some timelines so we can get within the next few weeks all that done so people can get their insurance claims. We can then start the big contracts to remove the debris, to address all the hazmat issues. Same time as I got to button up the canyons here as it relates to potential flooding with a lot of atmospheric rivers. Remember, we're in the middle of winter. This is January. In fact, the day of this fire, not a stone's throw away, as the crow flies, there was snow right up the mountain here, the same day as this devastating fire here in Altadena. And so all those things have to happen concurrently. But here's the big thing. I'm worried about issues of rebuilding as it relates to scarcity, as it relates to property taxes, meaning scarcity of resources, materials, personnel. I'm worried about time to getting these projects done. And so we want to fast track by eliminating any CEQA requirements. I got Coastal Act changes that we're making. I want to make sure when someone rebuilds that they have their old property tax assessments and that they're not increased. So all of that's been done in the executive order we just announced.
CEQA, Governor, and the Coastal Act are both environmental regulations. And if you're going to be suspending those temporarily, are you concerned about problems that may result from the suspension of those environmental regulations and a potential abuse by developers?
Yeah, we're not going to, and within this executive order, we frame those abuses. We basically bookmark that in the context of maintaining the existing footprints. On the Coastal Act, they allow just a 10% variant, so we're going to be very mindful of that. California leads the nation in environmental stewardship. I'm not going to give that up, but one thing I won't give into is delay. Delay is denial for people, lives, traditions, places, torn apart, torn asunder, families, schools, community centers, churches, you've seen it. The number of schools that have been lost in this community, and we've got to let people know we have their back, we're going to be back, we're going to do it efficiently and effectively. Don't turn your back, don't walk away, because we want you to come back, rebuild, and rebuild with higher quality building standards, more modern standards, and we want to make sure that the associated costs with that are not disproportionate, especially in a middle-class community like this.
You've also
This the man who he's the reason why your house burned down. He's the reason why you only got the clothes on your back right now. He's the reason why you got no car. No, he's the reason why your auntie died and your auntie was trying to save her house. Your grandfather was trying to save his house and he died with a garden hose in his hand because there wasn't enough firemen, because the budget got cut by a couple of $1 million. I mean, he's the person responsible for that, and here he is talking the big game about how they gonna rebuild and be good for you. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy work right here from your boy Gavin. Your boy Gavin Newsom. Hold on. I could have sworn I seen. Let me see if I can. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got over here? Oh, no, that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. Uh-oh. Here we go right here. Here we got. Let's go. We got.
Just want to show you some of what happened here on this street earlier today.
Gavin Newsom responding to Trump blaming him for wildfires. Let's go.
There just are not enough fire crews able to deal with all the blazes that are going on. This house is completely gone. The next house next door looks like the roof has just caught fire over there. The fire has also spread across the street. There are at least 3 houses ablaze. And then the fire, just in the last 2 minutes or 3 minutes, has spread to that vehicle, which was parked out front. There was a slight explosion as some of the gas went up. A fire truck passed by here. There's another larger blaze up there, which they are going to try to deal with right now. We're at Harriet in Altadena, Harriet Street. The fire has spread now to this house, which is really now engulfed in flames. But I mean, it's just surreal. I mean, look at this, even a small thing like this tree is burning from the inside.
It's funny how they let left liberal media news outlets and places that are fully evacuated. But people whose houses are burning, they want to go back to their house. They can't go. I find that real interesting.
So on this block, I count 1, 2, and all the at that point, if it gets into the attic, then the house, if they don't have enough water, then the house is going to go. Gavin Newsom was in this area earlier, about an hour or so ago, and I spoke to him just up the block. Here's our conversation. What's the latest?
Well, 5 dead, likely more. Just complete and utter devastation. I've been in a lot of these fires, a lot. Going back to Paradise, and this approximates Paradise. It's not a numeric, it's just a feeling, sense of loss, place, belonging.
Still no containment.
No, we're at 0 containment. The winds have been a little bit more favorable, as you've seen in the last few hours. So we've got the helicopters back up. We've got some fixed-wing aircraft. Out on the coasts, it's a little different. It's pretty intense. We have 23 aerial assets just at the Palisades, but a lot of them are not operational because of those winds. So it's a combination of challenges. That said, we've depleted all our resources. Northern California, we'd already pre-positioned on Sunday. Hundreds of personnel, special units, water tenders, dozers, engines, helicopters, and it wasn't enough. And now we're getting the mutual aid system, the EMAC system. Governors from all across the country are calling. Oregon sending a few dozen engines, and Arizona, Utah. We're just grateful for all the support.
A lot of these firefighters I was talking to on the street, they've been working, 26, 27 hours. Are they that's just going to continue? I mean, there's not enough folks here.
Yeah, I mean, we got a few thousand people working on this, and luckily we were fully staffed. The U.S. Forest Service is staffed up traditionally at this time of year. Remember, we're in January.
It's supposed to be wet this time of year.
It's supposed to be wet. I mean, so this is anomalous. Even I remember Paradise happened in November. I mean, so there's no fire season in California. It's year round, but to have this level, the acuity of fires is without precedent. These winds are without precedent, and the challenge is these winds are going to continue on and off, a little bit less intense. Last night you got 80, 90 mile an hour winds. These guys were just up there to try to mitigate the embers going 2 miles and getting just to go a quarter of a mile to try to save some.
What is the situation with the water? Obviously in Palisades, ran out last night in the hydrants. I was talking to the firefighter in this block. They left because there was no water in the hydrant here.
The local folks are trying to figure that out. I mean, just when you have a system where it's not dissimilar.
The local folks gotta figure that out. What do you mean though? The local folks gotta figure that out. We all gotta figure that out.
Last night in the hydrants, I was talking to the firefighter in this block. They left because there was no water in the hydrant here.
The local folks are trying to figure that out. I mean, just when you have a system where it's not dissimilar to what we've seen in other extraordinarily large-scale fires, whether it be pipe, electricity, or whether it just be the complete overwhelm of the system. I mean, those hydrants are typical for 2 or 3 fires, maybe 1 fire. You have something at this scale, but again, that's going to be determined by the local
authorities. Were saying part of it is the gravity, that it's these giant tanks on top of the mountains, which...
Yeah, well, they're going down. We were just with the team. They're getting the tenders down to Pasadena, filling things back up, coming back up. So it's just
Are aerial assets now able to fly?
Yeah, they've been the last few hours, particularly helicopters. Fixed wings been up a little bit earlier, but out on the coast it's been a little more stubborn because those winds are swirling. The challenge is, you can see that they can fly. It's not a question of turbulence or anything else. It's just the mitigations flying all over the place. So it doesn't have any benefit necessarily. So we've got National Guard working rattlesnake teams out there on the line. We're also trying to bring them in to supplement some of the law enforcement efforts as well. It's all hands on deck across the spectrum. The biggest thing, though, Anderson, that happened today, sincerely, and you can appreciate it in a community like this, to get that direct individual assistance with the major disaster declaration within 36 hours of this incident from the president was a game changer for this community, for small businesses, et cetera. So not that we're thinking about the next phase, but we have to be thinking concurrently about the next phase is how we rebuild this community. But right now we're in this mitigation phase. We're in the public safety phase.
I hate to even ask this question, but the president-elect chose to attack you, blame you for this.
One can't even respond to it. I mean, people are literally fleeing. People have lost their lives. Kids lost their schools. Families completely torn asunder. Churches burned down. This guy wanted to politicize it.
He's not politicizing it. He's just saying things have to be done to prevent these forest fires. These things weren't done. I warned about these things. If they would have done the things that I warned them about, maybe we aren't in this situation. And all Gavin Newsom has to say, hey, Donald Trump did warn about some things, and if we didn't do those things, then if I gotta take the blame for it, as governor of California, I am responsible. I have to be accountable for that. But at the same time, there's lives out here, there's property out here that we're still fighting for, and I'm going to fight for that. That's all he had to say. There's nothing wrong with taking accountability for lack of leadership, mistakes, or whatever you want to call it. A good leader is able to be accountable. But your boy Gavin Newsom, he don't want to take no blame. No blame.
A lot of thoughts, and I know what I want to say. I won't. I stood next to a president of the United States of America today, and I was proud to be with Joe Biden. And he had the backs of every single person in this community. He didn't play politics, didn't try to divide any of us.
Finally, your message to the folks here, to this community.
I mean, we have their backs, and we're going to be back. And this is going to be a long recovery process. But look, we have.
So with that said, somehow they were able to, I guess, live stream up there, but it's getting late. It's past 1 o'clock. Oh, I'm frozen. Hold on. I am frozen. Let me get another video capture. Let me get a webcam real quick. Get a webcam too real quick. See, I forgot to set. Look at this. It don't even want to work. Oh, here we go. Integrated. I still gotta figure out why my webcam not working. Yeah, but I'm definitely gonna shut this one down. Well, thanks to all the people who came by and supported. Hold on. I got StreamYard. Yeah, my webcam is acting funny on StreamYard. I gotta figure this out. StreamYard been letting me down, but it's late. It's late. I want to thank all the people who supported. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to go live again nighttime, so be on the lookout. It's your boy GMT.